Hello everyone, welcome to another Let's Play of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. My name is Anna Mardall. I wanted to show you the new episode splash screen again of episode 5, Rise from the Ashes, but unfortunately I accidentally clicked past it and I cannot for the life of me figure out a way to get back to it. It's starting. So, I guess I just have to come to grips with that. But the splash screen was interesting. It had two characters on it that I didn't recognize. Both of them looked like women. Oh. I'm not really sure what's happening. Possibly a woman threw a knife at a stuffed animal? Hard to say. So I took a very short break of a few days between this finishing the Edgeworth case and starting this one. I'm actually a little afraid because for all that I had a happy headcanon that so the Edgeworth case ended and I was dreamily thinking that, Edgeworth would join me as a defense attorney and maybe Detective Gumshoe would come and work for us as a private detective. But I'm not so foolish as to think that my beautiful gay headcanons are actual real game canon. So I'm a little worried that we're going to see Edgeworth again, probably in a prosecution role, which would honestly kind of make me sad. I do think that the world needs good prosecutors. I don't think that being a prosecutor necessarily makes you a bad person, but I also think that given the abuses that Miles has engaged in that prosecuting role, that it would be unethical for him to stay there. Unless it was, like to fix his past abuses, and I don't think the game's actually going to grapple with that because again, games don't usually. So I've been a little afraid to start this one, but I really do want to see more of the game. I enjoyed the game, so we'll get into this. It's actually it's kind of a rarity for a game to affect me so much that I don't want to play further because I'm afraid of seeing what will happen to the characters. Hey, baby. Hey, don't knock that lamp over, please. Cherry. Cherry, what are you doing? Hey, come here. Can you come here? Okay, are you stuck? Do I have to come get you? Jump on the floor, and then jump on the desk. You don't have to jump from the... Alright, okay. Alright. Phoenix says, it's been 2 months since Maya left the office. Oh, I wanted to check something real quick. 2 months without a single trial. I've had offers, but none I took. That is, until the day that girl showed up. Why isn't he taking cases? Is he depressed because Maya left? Alright, February 22nd. Why do I come here to the office every day? It's not like I want to work. Okay, yeah, that sounds like he's depressed. There you are, finally! Where have you been? Okay, so there's a young woman in our office. She's at least as tall as Maya ever was, so I hope she's an actual young woman. Some of you did point out, I don't think incorrectly, that this first game was not particularly great on gender representation, given that most of the adult women in the game were either unethical, like, you know, Old Bag or Lotta or the false witness, what was her name? April May. And often, in addition to being unethical, were, how do I put this? Sort of stereotypical depictions of femininity. Of course, it's probably relevant to also point out that just about everyone in the game seems to be an unethical liar. So that probably made it difficult to give us good representations. Oh, and even when, you know, Maya showed up, of course, Maya being our mentor, she often had a very alarming tendency of her chesticle region being kind of whoosh. So yeah, we didn't have a whole lot of women who weren't either mocked or sexualized. So it's nice to see, hopefully, a young woman who is neither of those things. So, hi, hello, nice scientist jacket lady. How can I help you? My sister's trial is tomorrow! I do have to wonder, by the way, I was going through my old videos. Boy, I'm just rambling on and on today, I'm sorry. But one does wonder, when Martin Grosberg was like, I'm too busy to take a case that's with only a day's notice, considering that this is a dystopia where all trials start the day after the murder and no trial lasts longer than 3 days, I'm not sure how he could actually take any other kind of case, because that's just the sort of world that we apparently live in. That does seem like it would put defense attorneys at quite a disadvantage in terms of preparing any kind of defense whatsoever. And the fact that it would be tricky for prosecuting attorneys to put together a case doesn't really seem to even that out a little bit. So, anyway, that was something that crossed my mind. But her sister's trial starts tomorrow. This is not, however, unusual because everyone's trial starts the day afterwards of a murder. Trials are now like surprise birthday parties. Surprise! You're on trial for murder. Who are you? It doesn't matter who I am. It only matters who you are. The famous defense attorney, Mia Fey. Oh, she thinks we're Mia. Oh, you're not Mia Fey, are you? I guess she noticed our expression. I'm sorry, but Miss Mia Fey no longer works here. So you are the coffee boy? I'm Phoenix Wright, a defense attorney. Right. Wait, I love that she put her glasses on in order to take notes. You're the Phoenix Wright? The Phoenix Wright from the Edgeworth murder case? Yes, that's correct. It wasn't Edgeworth who was murdered, or the murderer, but yes. That's a relief then! You're better than nobody! I'm sorry, I'm afraid I'm not taking cases right now. But you are Phoenix Wright, right? The undefeated defense attorney? Look, I'm not accepting new cases. I'm sorry, but you'll have to try elsewhere. Please, I'm out of time. But you have to help. It's my sister. Maya? Could it be? No, honey, she just reminds you of Maya because you're depressed and miss her, and honestly, a small stuffed animal would have reminded you of Maya. Okay, I'll hear you out. Really? Thank you so much. My name's Emma. Emma Sky. I'm a scientific investigator. Scientific investigator? Well, let's see if the plant's doing okay since our depression started. Mia's plant Charlie. I've been taking care of him in Maya's absence. Well, good. There's a poster of the Steel Samurai on the wall. Maya stuck it up here the day she left. I didn't have the heart to take it down. I do sometimes get strange looks from the clients, though. Mia's desk. I sit here even less now that I've stopped taking cases. I ought to at least dust it off once in a while. I'm so sad that difficult-looking legal books stand in a formidable row. They mock me. I tried reading one and it made my head hurt. When I closed it, it slipped out of my hand. Then my foot hurt, too. Looks like it's cleaning day at the hotel across the way. I hear they're planning a second branch outside the city. Egads, the bellboy was staring right at me. I'm so sad that he's been depressed. I wish we could help in some way. It's funny because I was sort of afraid to... I was afraid to play the game for fear of how we would see Edgeworth, and instead we're getting off the bat sad things about Phoenix. Did not expect that. I thought Phoenix would be safe. Alright, let's actually, what do we have in the court record? Just a badge. Miles. And not only is he still a prosecutor, his bio is not updated. He's still a ruthless man who'd do anything to get a guilty verdict. Well, let's hoping that was just laziness as opposed to a lack of character development. Dick is still employed by the police, and this is Emma Sky. She's lovely. I speculated that this was maybe some kind of like new content added or downloadable content added because it sort of came after the credits. And I do feel like her artwork looks subtly different, but it's hard for me to describe how. Maybe it's that she seems to have more colors than everybody else has. I'm not an artist. Someone else will tell me. Alright, let's talk to her. Emma, was it? So you're a scientific investigator? Yes, that's right. Is something wrong? No, it's just, you seem kind of jumpy. Or maybe just young? Young? I'll be 16 years old this year. Oh, she is a girl. I thought, I hoped, I thought she was a young woman. Well, like, 20s young woman. Not that 16 isn't. Oh, never mind, I'm just gonna keep going. Words are hard. Oh, I see. Wait, only 16? I'm set to be formally assigned to forensics in 3 more years. My work is becoming quite well known, at my age no less. What exactly is your current position then? Well, legally speaking, I guess you'd call me an 11th grader. but I'm ready to do my job. At my age, no less. Great. Another future professional in training. So, what is this about a case? You said the trial's tomorrow. My sister didn't do it. She wouldn't stab someone with a knife. She wouldn't. So, it's a murder case. I don't care if there's a witness who saw her do it. She didn't do it. I know she didn't do it. It's a scientific fact. Oh, baby. And there's a witness. Just talk to her. You have to talk to her. Right. I suppose I will. I promised her I'd bring Mia Fey, but... That's interesting. How would she know Mia? So, you want to be a scientific investigator when you grow up, then? Excuse me? I'm not a child, I'll have you know. Still, it's good to have a goal, albeit a very unusual one. I believe investigations should be done scientifically. Yes, I agree. Don't you? Yeah. Sure can't fault her for a lack of enthusiasm. If this case is handled scientifically, I'm sure my sister's name will be cleared. Your sister? I've been doing research, you know. I'm developing a new scientific method of case investigation. I'll show you when I'm done. I'll look forward to it. Guess I should get down to the detention center and talk to her sister. How does he know? Well, it doesn't matter. I guess there's only one detention center in the city. My sister asked for Mia specifically. This Mia Fey person was a few years below her in school. So they went to the same school, huh? She always told me to go to Mia if I ever needed a defense attorney. And, well, I need one. Oh, incidentally, Mia is a woman. Now that you mention it, I guess it is more of a woman's name than a man's. Well, it's nice of you to help your sister out like this. You must be close. Well, actually, when she gets like she is now, I kind of hate her. What? Huh? But she's my only family. Your only family? What about your parents? They died in a car accident when I was little. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so I don't have any clue what is going on, do you? None whatsoever. Emma came with us. I wonder what's wrong with Emma. She got quiet all of a sudden as soon as we arrived. Guard, I thought I told you I didn't want visitors. Sorry, ma'am, it's just your sister. No excuses. Or did you not want to raise this year, Understood, ma'am. What was that all about? Hi, Lana. Funny. I seem to remember specifically telling you not to come here. Perhaps my memory is failing? Look, I didn't want to come here either, okay? But your trial's tomorrow, and you still don't have a defense attorney. I'll be the one in court tomorrow. This has nothing to do with you, Emma. Isn't that right, Mr. Wright? So she's wearing some kind of uniform. It looks like a military uniform. I see badges on her chest. what's the word I'm looking for? Medals, like honor medals. And she has a red scarf around her neck, which you wouldn't think is regulation, but maybe it is. Oh, and she recognizes us, interestingly enough.
Hey, how do you know me? Mia mentioned you. I've heard quite a bit. How many people did Mia talk to about us? We weren't in her practice very long before she died, were we? Like, I have questions. I'm sorry. What is it that you do? My name is Lana Sky. I'm chief prosecutor for this district. What? How did we not know that? How do we not recognize her? You're a prosecutor? Two sisters. One a lawyer. Could this be a coincidence? Yes, that's what coincidences are, hon. Emma, Lana. I mean, they're just like... Are they though? Like, personality-wise, I don't actually think they have very much to do with Mia and Maya. There's some hair and facial similarities, but this is anime. Everybody looks similar. So I'm kind of skeptical. Again, I'm going to chalk this up to him being just so depressed that that he's looking for anything that will make him think of the two people that he's lost that he misses. Is something wrong, Mr. Wright? Alright, let's look around. There's only over two things. Smile for the camera. This guard monitors the visitor's room. He's frozen in fear of the frigid Ms. Lana. I'm feeling a bit chilly myself. Do prosecutors have power over... Like, she said she didn't want... The guard was gonna be, like, pay-docked for annoying her. Do prosecutors normally have that kind of power over prison guards? I don't know. Who knows? There's something you should know from the start. Which is? The suspect in this case has confessed to the crime. Huh? Wait! But the suspect is... me. I did it. Well, Mr. Wright? Well, why don't you start by telling me exactly what happened? The crime took place yesterday, February 22nd at 5:15 p.m. Time to break out my trusty lawyer notebook again. 5:15 p.m. So if she's confessed, that suggests that just based on her personality so far, I'm gonna assume that she's trying to protect somebody else? That's quite specific. It was in the witness's deposition. A witness clearly saw me committing the crime. My, that was a bit of bad luck, wasn't it? The crime took place in the underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. The body was found in the trunk of my subordinate's car. The prosecutor's office, huh? In your subordinate's car trunk? classy. I was arrested on the spot, caught red-handed, as it were. Well, that's just great. So, who was the victim? An investigator with the police department. I suppose the correct term is detective. A detective? Death was due to a loss of blood. He was stabbed once in the stomach. By you. Death wasn't immediate, but the wound was fatal. I see. Allow me to repeat myself, Mr. Wright. The victim was a detective. You know what that means, don't you? Capital case, death penalty? Uh-oh. What? Mr. Wright, what does it mean? Well, it means the police department will consider it a matter of pride to have me found guilty. They will use any means at their disposal to do so. This case gets worse and worse with everything I learn. So, you're the chief prosecutor? That is correct. I'm responsible for overseeing every trial handled by prosecutors in this district. I make sure the prosecutors have what they need to do the job and manage every aspect. Those are my responsibilities, in a nutshell. That's an awfully large nutshell. Still, I'm a little surprised. I would think you'd recognize the district's chief prosecutor, Mr. Wright. Yes, I would too, actually. Huh? In fact, it seems impossible you wouldn't. Lana? What happened to your hand? Oh, this? I cut myself by accident. When I stabbed him, that is. Huh? I'm not very good at being a criminal, I suppose. How am I supposed to defend this? Time to change the subject. Wait, she was in a class ahead of Mia, wasn't she? You were in school with Mia, right? A few years above her? Emma told you that, did she? Well, why not? I did drag him all the way here from his office. Although it seems he has very little in common with Mia. Ouch. It was in law school. I was in my 3rd year, and she was auditing my class. She was different than the other students. Different? She was strong. She'd do anything to become a defense attorney. Anything. That is probably why she was attracted to me. Oh. Excuse me? Intellectually attracted. Lana was top of her class in school. Yeah, you can say intellectually attracted all you want. I'm off to the shipping races. I was the best there was. Oh. I'm doing pretty good in school too, by the way. It sounds a bit different when Emma says it. Well, Mr. Wright. Excuse me? As you can plainly see, I am admitting my guilt. I think it's safe to say there's no way you can take this case. None. But Lana! Why are you doing this to me? You never think of anyone but yourself. I know you didn't do it, Lana. I know. So how can you say you did? If I lose you, I'll be all alone. I hate you, Lana. Mr. Wright. Yes? I believe our discussion here is ended. The rest, I leave to you. You mean you are requesting my services as your defense? Don't lose any sleep over it. Your client has confessed after all. The case is over. I'll do what I can to get to the bottom of this. Lana has confessed to the crime, yes. But something doesn't fit. Maybe they coerced her. Heck, maybe they forged her confession. Apparently this place just does stuff like that. It's that look in Emma's eyes. There's something else going on here. And I'm going to find out what. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. About what? My sister. She's not always like that, you know. I just never expected to be defending another prosecutor again. She's changed a lot. She used to be so gentle, always smiling. Everybody liked her. I see. I'm sorry, but I'm having trouble imagining that. What happened to her? I don't know for certain myself. I think maybe she... well, maybe not. Sounds like there's something there that defies a simple scientific explanation. Let's go check out this underground parking at the prosecutor's office, shall we? Okay. Alright, what do we got? She's chief prosecutor at 29? This is peak anime. Where everybody is in their... all the experts are like 16, all the bosses are late 20s at most. Nobody's ever 30 in an anime. And if they are, they're just grizzled, ancient. Alright. Underground parking lot. So this is the lot where it all happened? Looks like they're still investigating. Funny that my first visit to the prosecutor's office should be like this. Hey everyone! Keep up the good work! Okay, now she's starting to sound more like Maya. Hey, what are you thinking? Well, they are going to be my coworkers 3 years from now, after all. No harm in saying hello. Actually, there is. You know attorneys aren't supposed to examine crime scenes. What? Since when? Who says? I'm trying not to stand out too much here, see? Hey there. You expected to go unnoticed here, partner? Partner? Oh, I thought it was going to be Gumshoe, but it is not Gumshoe. It's... I am actually speechless. He's like a cowboy? A cowboy prosecutor? I don't know. But what is this badge he's got that is holding his clothes together? I don't know what that is. And in addition to the bandana and the hat, he's got cloth to like shield his ears and face from the desert wind, which there is no desert here. I don't know what voice to give him. We'll go with gruff. What do we have here? Looks like a... oh god. Looks like a bambina got loose from the ranch and is up to no good. I help. Folks gotta learn to keep them doggies tied down, partner. I am from Texas, and I can't cope with this. At no point in my life have I heard someone in real life talk like this. He has fringe on his shirt. Mr. Marshall! Oh my god. His name is Marshall. He's shaving with a penknife. Just to pass the time, not, oh my god. I need a drink. Marshall looks more like a sheriff to me. Looky here, Bambina. I know how you feel. But this is my gang's gold strike, see? Strike? This is our claim, our territory, with a motherload of evidence. If you're fixing to mess with what's ours, you'll regret it, partner. You know what dreams the cacti out in the desert dream? You want to? What is this guy talking about? He's now drinking from a flask. You head along home now. Happy trails, Bambina. I can't cope. I have lost the ability to cope. I cannot cope. He's cosplaying. It's the only possible explanation. Yeah, Phoenix is speechless. Me too, Phoenix. Emma is speechless. And looking very depressed about her future career. Same. Yeah. No, I'd be worried too. Was that Ombre a friend of yours? Kind of. Sort of, yeah. He's a detective. You're in 11th grade. Is there some kind of detective outreach program for 11th graders such that you know who these people are? Who thinks he's a sheriff from the Wild West, it seems. I mean, I'm glad that Phoenix is as weirded out by this as I am, so that at least is a thing. Okay. It's alright. We're gonna get past this. Everything's alright. No, but seriously, it's not okay. This is where the cars leave the lot. The arrow on the ground makes it look more like an entrance. What are you talking about? It's plainly an exit. Well, maybe it's both. Kind of dual purpose? Aha! The theory of relativity! What? I've got to write this down. Hey, Mr. Wright! Maybe you know. Was Mr. Relativity German or was he British? What? Mr. Relativity? Are you sure that's his name? What's this? A wallet? Excuse me, officer. Wait! What are you doing, Mr. Wright? What am I doing? I just found this wallet, so I'm handing it over to the police. I don't believe it! This is real basic. Anything in a crime scene is evidence. Let's be scientific about this, please. Just put it in your pocket. What? How is that scientific? Sounds like theft to me. A foldable wallet found at the crime scene. There seems to be something inside. I'm called to duty already at my tender age. Here, I'll teach you the trick to examining evidence in detail, okay? By the way, her eyes are sparkling. I can tell she's been waiting for this. Okay, now, look at the court record. You have to be sure to examine evidence carefully on all sides. Now let's start examining from every angle. This is new. More evidence for my DLC theory. HNBM rotates. E zooms in. Oh, so does the mouse. Oh, Shumba. Help, make it stop. Oh, look! I think there might be a clue here! You should check it out with the press of enter! This is an ID card. Sergeant Bruce Goodman. I better write that down. It's not in red, but you never know. 5842189. Bruce Goodman. See? Isn't scientific investigation useful? I guess. I don't see what science has to do with it. So, we're done now, right? Let's be sure to examine every piece of evidence we find. I guess I've got to be on my toes from now on. Look, a door! This must mean something! I'm not sure doors mean anything. No, it won't open! A mysterious lock! I fail to see what's mysterious about it. Mr. Wright, you need to learn to enjoy life more. Let's finish our investigation first, shall we? Okay, yeah, no, I was wrong. She's literally just Maya with a new outfit. Aha! A ladder! That's a stepladder. What's the difference? In scientific terms, please. Scientific? Look at the basic nature of things, Mr. Wright. This all seems so horribly familiar somehow. I don't like it when games point out that they're repeating themselves. An oil drum. Looks like it's filled with water. It's heavy. I can't even budge it. The drum over here is on its side. Wait, I know! I'll hide in here and do a stakeout! I think you'll probably just get arrested. In fact, you may not even have to hide in the drum to get arrested. What? I'm not suspicious! This wall is in our way. It's got a faucet for water. Wait, I know! This wall is merely a facade, hiding the truth. This is no wall, but a water tank. I fail to see how it makes any difference either way. Here, a phone. Let's see if it works. Hey, don't touch stuff we don't need to be touching. I can't hear anything. My ears. No, my ears. Maybe it's due to the barometric pressure? What is she babbling about? Hey, what did you just say? See, you can hear just fine. The phone's broken. Or disconnected. Look, a stylish glass-walled room. Very nice. You could see the whole parking lot from here. It says security. Perhaps it's a cafe? What? Cafe security. That must be it. Let's check it out later. I hate to break it to you, but I think that's probably just a security guard office. You know, I scored a 97 on my science test the other day. It's proof that being able to test well doesn't mean you're smart. Look at me. I score ridiculously well on tests. And I'm not smart at all. Okay, I think that's oh, there's a slide. That explains. I was like, where is the... Oh my god. Really? Is that how they do drawings when you find somebody inside the trunk of a car? You just slump it over like that? No time to waste. Let's get hunting for clues. I wonder what this is. Well, partner, looks like you got no intention of going home quietly. No, please, I beg you to stop doing that. You're gonna cut an artery. The sheriff. Like I said before, this here's our claim. You'd best be moseying along, unless you're fixing to bite the bullet. Could you just tell us one thing? Who owns that car? Well, this little filly's got a good nose on her. Oh my god. Nobody talks like you do. Nobody. You want to know who rides that red Mustang with the body in her saddle? The trunk is a saddle now? Please. No problem, partner. About time for victuals anyway. Get yourself to the saloon up on the 12th floor of the prospector's office. You might just find you a cerveza you like. A beer? I might find a beer up there? Prospector's office? Where does this guy think he is? And when, for that matter? Note to self, look up Victuals, Saloon, Cerveza. Oh my god, help. Maybe we should check out room 1202, the High Prosecutor's office. In any case, stay away from the car. You can look around here all you like. Just keep your paws off our plane. Hi. I'm just backing away slowly now. Great! Maybe there's some clues around here, Mr. Wright. Let's check it out. Excuse me, were you two all set? Us? Oh my god. Oh my god. It's somebody else with a testicle region issue. What is she wearing? It's like an evening gown with a fur coat and a choker, and I think her hat has like, it's like a box hat with like rice rolls on it, and instead of a purse, she's carrying like a gift basket full of novelty makeup kits? Why? What's this? She couldn't be in this game? In this setting? From this planet? You're selling lunches? Here? This is a crime scene. You're selling lunches in a fur coat. Hello, half and half, was it? Oh, thanks. And you said? Yes. Some crunchy goodness coming at you? Thank you. Interesting way of doing business. This area is off limits to anyone without clearance, especially passers-by. Or are you officers? No, but you don't exactly look like the type to have clearance. Well, that's hardly a way to greet someone. Even if my days as the cough-up queen are over. The what? Cough-up? You know, I'm feeling kind of full. Maybe I'll pass on lunch.
I'm quite connected to this case, you see. The images are burned into my eyes, you might say. All the sordid secrets. Secrets? Dear me, you are a slow one, aren't you?
She just got, like, sinister looking. She, like, tossed her hair and then her eyes got cold. I can't help it because she's from the boot to the head skit. So I keep every time I look at her face, I keep hearing the, "Oh, I never worked for that kind of man." And I mean, I can't do the voice because I'm not good at that accent. Like if I tried, he'd be like, "I'm referring to the murder, the stabbing of that detective." I can't do that, but that's what I see every time I look at her. What? A witness clearly saw me committing the crime.
You mean you're the witness my sister was talking about?
Please, Kafo Queen, tell us what happened.
The name is Angel Star. Don't you go forgetting it. Or before you know it, I'll have you whimpering at my heels.
Is she a dominatrix? Because if she is, I'm okay with that. Yes, ma'am. Yipes, she means it. Okay.
Somehow, I knew. Yesterday was a day of destiny. I knew something was going to happen. Just like I know that the daily special on Friday every week is salmon.
Destiny? Was yesterday special for some reason?
You're a defense attorney, right? You should know then. You should know the foul misdeeds of the evil ones who haunt this den of iniquity.
If you're talking about the fact that the prosecutor's office openly frames people for crimes, I do know about that.
Evil ones?
Prosecutors. They have no qualms at all about blackening the name of innocence. She's right. Yeah, actually, that's true.
And yesterday, they paid homage to the most evil one of all. They gave an award for King of Prosecutors. What a farce. So she's saying there was some sort of prosecutors convention yesterday. I was almost compelled to lace their lunches with something foul. Do you have a personal grievance against prosecutors? Or is there some kind of scientific evidence for all this evil? Young miss, mock me at your own risk.
You'll soon find out why they call me the cough-up queen. I can't deal with her personality shifts, but I love her. I mean, she is right. They do like openly frame people for murder and stuff. So I'm on her side, guys. I'm sorry. I don't think I'm gonna be able to. I don't think I'm gonna be able to be objective. Ew.
The most heinous of all the evil ones, the one they awarded yesterday?
It was in his car that they found the body. Proof that he devours the evilest lunches of all.
Really?
Really, what? I'm totally confused. One thing's clear. This lunch lady has a thing against prosecutors. Everyone in this world should have a thing against prosecutors. They should get spat on in the streets. I don't understand why Phoenix, of all people, wouldn't be aware of that. I mean,
how many times already so far has an unethical prosecutor tried to screw over one of our innocent clients? Alright, let's ask what you witnessed.
So what exactly was it that you witnessed, Miss Starr?
It was a fascinating spectacle, to be sure. I now feel I know what they say when they talk about a woman's wrath. To see Lana Skye wield that knife so? Her knife flashed in anger, bringing him to a sad end. It was truly a sight to see. You mean you saw the very moment of the crime? The sound of his silvery ties to this world being cruelly cut still rings in my ears. And the rhythmic beat of Lana Skye's knife? Wait a second. Do you know Lana Skye? Of course. It's quite a feat becoming chief prosecutor.
That felt like it was intended as a segue?
How many lunch boxes of sin did she pack to make that journey, I wonder?
There's so many layers here.
She always travels light.
Why would this pretty lunch lady know the chief prosecutor's name? Why wouldn't she, Phoenix? It's kind of classist of you.
Could we ask you a bit about yourself, Miss Starr? I come here every day to sell lunches. I import only the freshest and best from the Far East. For some reason, the box lunches are a hit here. Well, why not make the lunches here rather than import them? Did you say something? No? Only true connoisseurs can understand. The kind you can only tell someone who has tried General Tso's Trilobite lunch set. Never mind. You win.
I don't want to appreciate part of a trilobite's flavor.
Anyway, I come here every day to sell lunches. My boyfriend works in the security room here at the prosecutor's office. Your boyfriend? See the security room over there? The glass-walled booth? I sell my lunches, and since I'm here anyway, I drop in to see him.
Since you're here anyway, I guess selling lunches is more important than romance?
So, to scientifically analyze the data available so far, you, Miss Starr, are a lunch vendor with an ulterior motive for coming here.
Useful analysis. Not.
Well, screw you, Phoenix. What have you contributed lately?
Do you have a bad experience with a prosecutor, Miss Starr? I sense some hostility.
Hostility? Perhaps.
I mean, you did threaten to poison them all.
Prosecutors are all alike. The bigger they get, the worse they smell. Kind of like 10-day-old clams in the chowder.
I wonder if Miss Starr was involved in some sort of legal trouble in the past.
That'd be a sure cause of food poisoning. Scientifically speaking, of course. I mean, now you're talking cough up, Queen.
Okay, is cough up like a euphemism for vomit that I haven't heard? I'm just gonna cough up. Give something reluctantly, especially money or information that is due. Oh, right, like cough up the thing you owe me. That's, yeah, I've heard that usage. I have honestly never heard of any other usage. So either it's a euphemism I don't know, or it's a reference that she's good at making people pay? Huh. Now there's an interesting angle, considering that that's one of the ways we describe murder, is making someone pay. I thought she was just a lunch vendor, but now I'm not sure. Okay, I don't know why we would show her anything, but about this card.
Lunchland vendors only accept cash, no cards. Especially not a card belonging to someone else.
No, this isn't a credit card. It's an ID card. It belongs to a detective.
And you're showing this to me, the lunch lady. Why? That's like showing a fine honeyed ham to a detective.
Why do I always feel like I'm being mocked?
A defense attorney must be able to fight. How about you? Do you think you can win? How about tackling Lunchland's Pickle Supreme lunchbox? Wow, it's really crunchy.
A box of pickles? Kind of a sad lunch if you ask me.
Nobody did. And we're not allowed to slide anymore.
I cannot think of anything else. Wait. Haha.
So this is what the back of the badge looks like. I always thought it had a safety pin.
Each badge has a number carved into it. That way you can tell which attorney it belongs to.
You mean you couldn't lend your badge to anyone?
No, I'd be found out right away.
Well, that's no fun.
It looks like a screw, though, not a pin that you pin with a backing. Okay, well, so that's kind of cool. Oh, right, we wanted to go to the prosecutor's office. Is that Edgeworth's clothes on the wall? Like... It's not Von Karma's. I just googled to check. His jacket was blue. So it's Edgeworth's jacket. Like, did she seduce him and, like, was so proud of the accomplishment that his clothes got hung up on the wall? What is going on here? I have questions. Okay. This kind of room just screams, I can do the job. That is not what it screams to me. Quite a change from your office, really. Thank you. Thank you. Look, there's a trophy or something here. A trophy? What, that shield? It takes real nerve to display stuff like this. Whoever's office this is, they must be a stuck-up jerk. Phoenix Wright. You never tire of prying into other people's business, do you? That voice. It is Miles' office? Did you hang your own coat up on the wall? Why? Why would you do that? Long time no see, Edgeworth. Why is your office so indescribably gaudy? Huh? Mr. Edgeworth! You know him from somewhere?
Of course! I'm his biggest fan! My sister introduced us once and...
Right, her sister is the chief prosecutor. What is this place? Chief versus... head prosecutor? Lead prosecutor? High prosecutor? Something. Well, what brings you here? I'll warn you, I've been known to be a real stuck-up jerk.
No, did I? No! It was just Mr. Wright here, he...
Hey, don't blame me.
We're here to investigate a murder case.
Murder? Haven't you heard?
A body was found in this nasty bright red sports car in the parking lot.
That would be my car. What of it? Oh my god.
Miles, my love, my dearest darling, why do you have such terrible taste?
I thought better of you, I really did.
He's like... He's like the gaudy Crowley to my, Crowley. He's like the gaudy Crowley to my Azraphale. What? Your car?
I'll say one thing, she certainly can scream. Alright, let's look at this horrible abomination of a room.
Wow, this jacket is even lacier than its usual ones. This must be a lucky trial jacket.
Lucky jacket, right? I've never seen him wear it.
I'm sure there's a story behind why it's in a frame. Maybe I'll be naughty and take a picture.
She's getting way too excited about this. I've been wondering, what the heck is this?
It has a big K on it.
Prosecutors.
You're the king of prosecutors? Huh? What's that?
It's the King of Prosecutors trophy.
King of prosecutors?
It's a great honor. They send that shield to the best prosecutor every year.
Yeah, and you were definitely the best, what with having news articles about being an unethical framer of innocent people, and also that whole thing where you were nearly convicted of murder.
So
that K is for king?
Yeah, you got a problem with it? I didn't design the thing.
King of prosecutors! Kinda like employee of the month, only better.
Why is this relevant? Really? Why is this relevant to the case? Why? Why is this relevant to the case? Given to Edgeworth, King of Prosecutors, at the PD on the day of the murder. Let's twist it over.
Check it out! There's a metal plate here!
It looks like the names of all previous recipients are engraved on it.
Wow! One guy's listed a bunch of times! Von Karma! I guess he must be a foreigner?
Yeah, that's probably it.
Well, wherever he's from, he must have been an amazing prosecutor. I'd like to meet this Mr. Von Karma sometime.
When she says it, his name does have kind of a ring to it.
So, like... not to be that bitch, but maybe I just will.
Why is the shield broken? Is there something wrong? Did the trophy get damaged or something? Because that seems wrong, but I can't.
Her sister has been letting her idealize the police and not telling her about the fact that they routinely frame people? Why? Why would you do that? I had to say it really reduces my opinion of Lana. So that's the king of prosecutors' shield, huh? Well done, Edgeworth. You must be proud to be the king of prosecutors. Congratulations, king of prosecutors! Please stop saying that. It still doesn't explain one thing. Why is the tip of the shield broken off? Ah, yes, I was wondering that. Mr. Edgeworth has such a comfy sofa. Sofas like this make me want to curl up and take a nap. I bet he pores over his case files here until the wee hours of the morning. Then he takes off his jacket, rolls up his sleeves, and goes to sleep using his arms as a pillow. I am really concerned about the 16-year-old fantasizing about Edgeworth, so let's just move on. I bet in the morning he has sofa hair and little creases in his cheek from the seams. He's so cool. Okay, let's just get past that. Hey, a chessboard! Well, I'm not too up on my chess, but it looks like blue's in a bit of a tight spot. The red knights have surrounded the blue pawn. Huh? Those horses are mounted knights. Their swords have really sharp edges. And check out that poor pawn. His head is kind of spiky. It reminds me of you. Mr. Edgeworth must be an avid chess player. What's wrong, Mr. Wright? Edges surrounding a pawn with spiky hair. Nah, it's nothing. It's a knight, a rook, a queen, and a bishop. Interesting. Whoa! These are all case files? They're stacked up to the ceiling. There's even a ladder. Odd. I thought Edgeworth wasn't good with heights. He must have someone get them for him. Strange. Why did I just picture Detective Gumshoe? Why would you? I mean, I guess just for shipping them? Because otherwise I don't think it makes a lot of sense. You can't call the detective to come over and get files for you every time you need one. He must study these case reports so closely. He's so cool. You wouldn't say that if you saw him sweating bullets up on the ladder. Why does this whole episode feel very fan-fiction-y? Whoa! What a view! It must be nice to have an office on the 12th floor. I guess you would feel important? Incidentally, were you to jump out this window, the time until impact with the ground would be... Got it! Approximately 2.32 seconds. That's handy to know. My, what an amazing bouquet! Just right for Mr. Edgeworth. No kidding. Hey, there's a card on it. Back from the dead, Wendy. Wendy? I've heard that name somewhere before. Wendy Oldbag? That's the only one I know. Beside it, a giant steel samurai! Wow, I want one! There's something written on the bottom of his foot. Between a rock and a hard place, Wendy. Wendy? Is she Mr. Edgeworth's fiancée? I don't think so. It does feel fan-fiction-y. This feels like something someone wrote as like a... Remember all those cases you played? What a pretty tea set. I go more for instant tea bags myself. The drawer below is filled with packets of tea leaves. They're all sorted by place of origin and flavor. Look at this royal blend. What an I don't care. Yeah, let's just move the heck on. A work desk. It's quite tidy. Why? Emma has
decided to annoy me as much as Maya. It's the constant enthusiasm for everything, I think. Your sister is in prison, and you're like, a tea set? This is the most exciting thing that's ever happened! I'm going to thoroughly cream my pants over tea! It's like, take it down a notch? I don't know. Is it like an anime thing? I watch a lot of anime, so I don't think it has to be that way, but maybe it's a trope I'm not familiar with. But again, your sister's in prison. The tea can probably sort of take a backstage to all that. The tea is not important. Speaking of, let's get back to that. So, about the body found in your car. Go ahead, say it right. You think I did it, don't you? No? After you went through all that trouble to help me last year, no less. No, we don't think you did it. I mean, it was my sister who stabbed him. I mean, wait, she didn't do that. Emma, baby, could you not talk anymore? Wait. You're the chief prosecutor's little sister? Yes, sir. Emma Sky. It's nice to meet you again. Now I remember. You've really grown. I'll admit, it was a surprise for me too. To think that my own car would become the scene of a murder. More surprising still, I'm being forced to prove my superior's guilt. I can understand. Wait, what did you say? Lana Sky is the chief prosecutor, the top prosecutor in the district. She can't prosecute herself, so I'll be the prosecutor at the trial tomorrow. Weren't you, like, up and coming under Von Karma, but by no means the highest seniority? And I don't care if you did win a trophy, that still won't make you highest seniority. You? Mr. Edgeworth? To be honest, it's a bit of a miracle I'm still here at all. What do you mean? Rumors. You've heard the rumors about me, haven't you? Miles Edgeworth. It's hard to remember a time when there weren't rumors about this guy. Forging evidence, arranging false testimony, illegal searches, you name it. Thanks to you, my innocence was established in the trial at the end of last year. No, baby. You were never declared innocent. You were declared not guilty of murder. However, there are some who say I'm the one responsible for the current incident. What? That doesn't make sense. Some people need very little excuse to think ill of others. It's a fact of life. Impossible to stop. But some of them even go so far as to present me with toys like this. They think it's funny. That bronze shield? I mean, I can see why people might not think it worth very much if the guy who continually won it was the most unethical jerk in the city and a blight on any semblance of justice. So, yeah, I can see it being mocking. Chief Prosecutor Sky. We worked together on a case 2 years ago. It was my first big case. That's right, I remember. 2 years ago, I wasn't even a lawyer yet. Since then, I always felt she was looking out for me. It appears I was mistaken. What? Mistaken? Why? I mean, I know she's not the warmest person, but I'm sure she felt some responsibility for you. Then why? Why did she stab someone in the trunk of my car? Not only that, she stabbed him with my knife. Edgeworth, your knife was the murder weapon? Why do you own a knife? To be specific, it was the knife I keep in the toolbox in the trunk of my car. Edgeworth? What? Are you sure you didn't do it? Come on, can't you take a joke? You have a strange sense of humor, Mr. Wright. Let's start with the knife. It's against my policy to discuss evidence with the defense, especially with you. Dude, I fucking saved you. He doesn't like you very much, does he, Mr. Wright? And with Edgeworth, it's not personal. It's about winning tomorrow. This is why I didn't want to play this case, because I was really afraid that they would make him the prosecutor. And it bothers me because you would think that his case would have caused an epiphany that just because he's the prosecutor doesn't mean that someone's guilty. He should be trying to find out who the guilty party is, not just win at all costs. The whole point of his character arc was that he had spent his whole life subconsciously thinking he was guilty for his own father's murder, so he was taking it out on his cases and projecting his guilt onto them and getting them put away lest they get away with murder. But now he knows that he was innocent. He knows that the guy that he thought was guilty, the other guy, was also innocent. That should have caused him to realize that it's not enough to make everyone go to prison. It needs to be about who is actually guilty and finding that out. And the fact that he's just wadded up all that character development and all that revelation and all those possibilities and thrown them into the trash and is over here going, I don't want to talk to you, the truth might happen. It's like, and you can't even really defend that as a trauma thing anymore, because I mean, you know about your trauma, you should be getting help for it so that you don't ruin any more lives. The fact that you're choosing not to means that you are choosing to ruin lives. This is why we're not dating. Let's talk about the statue. He says you were the best of the best last year, huh? You can take that foolish grin elsewhere, right? I lost a day of work to receive that travesty. Why's that? I had to go to the police department to receive the broken shield. The police department? Yes. Right next to the police station downtown. You've been there, haven't you? Where Detective Gumshoe works? Yeah? I was wondering something about your shield. Why is it broken? Why does it matter? I've got more important things to worry about. Right. He doesn't seem too concerned about his ward. I'm not either. Why are we talking about it? Yesterday was a very busy day for the prosecutor's office. Maybe we should ask him more about yesterday? Do you know what this is? We found it on the floor. Edgeworth, I was wondering about this. Mr. Wright! What? Are you sure you should be showing that to Mr. Edgeworth? He'll take it for sure, won't he? I wish I could be on the same side as Mr. Edgeworth, but then my sister would be found guilty. Why don't you guys care about the truth? I once dreamed of being a defense attorney. A long time ago. What? You wanted to be a defense attorney? Yet my path is laid out clearly before me. I have no time to reflect on what might have been. That's depressing. Could you tell me more about yesterday, the day of the murder? Yesterday was the annual cleaning day at the prosecutor's office.
Cleaning day?
Working with the police department, we sort and file all evidence for solved cases. We call it evidence transferal.
Wiping your hands of old cases, in other words.
Oh, and another thing. A ceremony was held at the police department. There's an annual review and award for outstanding police officers and prosecutors.
And that's when you got the shield.
Why is it a shield? Prosecutors... Well, I guess the idea is that prosecutors are defending the city or something, but it's like... Surely the shield should go to the actual defense attorneys and not the prosecutors. The prosecutors should be a sword. I was at the police department yesterday afternoon. I got back here at 5:12.
That's like 3 minutes before the murder.
That's very precise.
People like myself and Mr. Edgeworth pride ourselves on our precision, Mr. Wright. Please stop shipping yourself with the guy who's 8 years older than you.
No, I place very little faith in memory. In my memory. Yeah, that hurts, because of course his memory has led him wrong for years and years, that's fair. The only solid thing I trust is evidence. This is the parking stuff from the underground lot. The murder took place at 5:15, which is 3 minutes later.
So the murder happened right after you got back.
Watch right. I'd appreciate it if you direct that suspicious glare elsewhere.
I'm not glaring at you.
Hello. Why is this game punishing me? He's got a megaphone and handcuffs dangling from his shirt and a wounded arm, and I'm just gonna give him a total deadpan voice like he doesn't care. Because I feel like that would be ironically humorous in contrast to his overacting visually. Excuse me, but is Mr. Edgeworth anywhere on the premises? I'm Edgeworth. What is it? I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief. I've got your report. Report? What? Did you find new evidence in the case against Chief Prosecutor Skye? I don't like the way this conversation is going at all. Skye? No, sir. No name of that kind, sir. Not in this report. I think I just heard Edgeworth's lid blow.
Mr. Edgeworth's lid isn't on very tight, is it?
I made a clear request to the police department, did I not? I need to focus on the trial tomorrow, so don't bring me anything unrelated. Sir, but sir... I'm just following orders. They told me to bring this to you. I wasn't aware of the particulars of your arrangement. Give me your name. Meekins, sir. Officer Meekins. Right. Officer Meekins, take your report and leave. Good luck with that raise next month.
Why? Why do they keep docking people's wages for doing their job? It's kind of horrific. This world is bad. But sir, I didn't know.
Right. Yes, sir? He caught me off guard. Aww. As you can see, I'm busy. You may leave now.
Let's do what he says.
Why? The victim was a detective from the same department as that patrolman just now. So presumably they're taking the death seriously and they sent you that report for a reason? go down to the police department. You can ask more there. Thanks? What? Why is... Why is the police department have a cute little thingy? That's not good. I do like that it's been vandalized. Good. Whew, we're finally here. Why would they put the police department so far away from the prosecutor's office? Beats me. That took almost 30 minutes by taxi, and traffic wasn't even that bad. That seems important. The police department, huh? I've only ever been to criminal affairs next door, huh? Hold on, what's that? Why are we looking at it? It's an abomination. Disturbing. Why does it undulate like that? Agreed. But I do like that it's been vandalized. Oh wait, I know. This is the Blue Badger. They're trying to make him a police mascot. Wow, Mr. Wright, you sure know a lot about the police. Still, he does seem familiar somehow. Forget the Blue Badger. Who's that next to him? Someone appears to be dancing with the Blue Badger. Uh-oh, he noticed me. He sure is running over here fast. Hey, pal! What are you doing here? That's my line, Detective Gumshoe. Specifically, what were you doing dancing over there? What? Will. At least he doesn't seem to be busy. This is our chance to get information. Hey, I'll have you know I'm a very busy man, pal. The usual wanted posters are hanging up on the bulletin board here. Do you know this face? If you do, dial 911. You know, Mr. Wright, I've always thought it was kind of funny. I've never seen anyone who looked like the people in these posters. They hardly even look human. Okay. I always get excited when I come to the police station. It feels like I've jumped into a movie. The banner, I'm just gonna zip through this. The Dancing Blue Badger? It's my masterpiece! You made this, Detective Gumshoe? The chief threw together some designs, and I just did my thing, pal. Nice work. It's battery powered, so it can go anywhere. There's no switch, so it just dances until the batteries die. Poor Blue Badger fated to dance until he drops. What? Why? Oh my god, I'm so confused. Okay, did we get everything? Let's check the court record. Okay, apparently it doesn't rotate. Good. Alright, let's talk to the detective. Whew. I'll give you one word of advice, pal. You better not agree to defend the suspect in this case. Well, why not? Huh? Well, it's just that the chief prosecutor has confessed to the crime. She says she summoned the detective to the prosecutor's office, and she killed him.
But what if she's not telling the truth?
Yes, well, no, come on, pal, there's plenty of evidence against her.
But what if the evidence was faked?
Hey, pal, can I speak to you for a second? Me? Why is this little girl so peeved at me?
She's a relative of the suspect. She's Lana Sky's sister.
Whoa! The chief prosecutor's little sister?
Just please investigate the case carefully, okay? Scientifically!
Yes, sir! Oh, by the way, you might want to keep your voices down. You don't want to be overheard using the words like faked.
Huh?
It's a sensitive issue with us these days.
You guys have been railroading innocent people and faking evidence that puts them in prison when they shouldn't be there. And you're telling me that you're sensitive about it?
So, what are you doing here, Detective Gumshoe?
Me? Oh, well, nothing really. They kicked me out of criminal affairs.
Detective Gumshoe, what did you do this time?
What do you mean this time?
Then what happened? I know things are busy right now. What with my sister's case and all.
It's true. We've never had a chief prosecutor murder anyone before. Only the highest ranked people are being let into criminal affairs right now.
So there's no other crimes to deal with, huh? Or did you just expedite all those to the faked evidence bin?
The lowest ranking guy in there is chief of detectives. They're not letting in there this rank and file detectives in at all.
None of you?
I know this is an important trial, but isn't that a little odd? It's very odd.
So that makes me think that she's being railroaded, framed even. Maybe that's why she didn't tell anyone otherwise. If it's like, I'm gonna be convicted no matter what I say or do, then why fight it? God, especially if they like threaten your little sister or something.
So anyway, I thought I'd spend the day getting the badger dance down pat.
Oh, good use of your resources. Isn't there anything else you could be doing? Yeah, thank you.
The chief of police himself is directing this investigation, pal. And Officer Marshall was assigned to the underground parking lot.
Officer Marshall? Now that I think about it, Emma did seem to know that Marshall guy.
A patrolman in charge of the scene. It's something unheard of, pal.
I mean...
realistically, is he meaningfully different from you? You both have a... We'll just move on. Do you want to see any of our evidence? Detective Gumshoe, what can you tell me about this?
Hey, pal, this is a detective's ID card. You can't just keep that. You have to turn it into the police. It's people like you that get me into so much trouble all the time.
Detective Gumshoe must drop his card a lot.
Let's see. Bruce Goodman. Goodman? Sounds familiar. No, my mistake.
Didn't you work together with him in criminal affairs?
Whoa, now I remember. Bruce Goodman. He's the victim.
Oh my god. You forgot the victim's name. Maybe it's a good thing that you've been taken off the case. Maybe you've been working a little hard. That's what I thought. Can you tell us more, Detective Gumshoe? Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Present as E.
Hey, that's it! That's the King of Prosecutors Award that Mr. Edgeworth got yesterday.
Were you at the awards ceremony, Detective Gumshoe?
Of course, pal. I got an award for diligence myself.
Congratulations.
I was wondering, why is it they award you a shield? And why is it broken?
Oh, there's a reason. I'll tell you what it is later.
Apparently he's forgotten.
But I was proud of Mr. Edgeworth for winning that award. Even with all the naysayers in the prosecutor's office.
Naysayers? Must be because of the rumors.
Found in Mr. Edgeworth's car, stabbed with Mr. Edgeworth's knife, huh? What would drive Chief Prosecutor Sky to do such a thing? Wait, I didn't mean... I mean, sure, of course, someone else really did it. Someone who must have a grudge against Mr. Edgeworth.
The car and the knife do seem a little too well organized to be a coincidence.
No, it doesn't. Why is this being treated like a big conspiracy when the knife was in the car? Wait. You Poor Mr. Edgeworth. What could have happened?
We'll have to find a little bit more about what's going on with Edgeworth. Got the same dialogue for the parking stub. Alright, let's show him the...
As a detective, I have to keep my mouth shut on that one.
Really? He doesn't want to talk about his dolly? That's kind of a weird oversight. Because that felt like a default dialogue option or something. Okay. Well, that was fun. I don't really feel like we learned anything new. And I don't really feel like... Oh, here we go. So this ID card belonged to the victim?
He was a detective, like myself. Detective Bruce Goodman.
Don't you think it's strange? I mean, why would the victim's ID card be lying on the ground where we found it?
Well, Detective Goodman should have been at the police department yesterday. There was an evidence transferal for a case he handled 2 years ago.
Evidence transferal? Mr. Edgeworth mentioned that too. But Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office.
Well, that's the thing. It's hard to say this, but word is that Chief Prosecutor Scott called him out there to the parking lot.
And Lana's confessing as much.
He's in a tough spot again.
Again? Yes. For us, that episode was not very long ago.
It all started with the murder of that defense attorney, Hammond.
But Mr. Edgeworth was found innocent.
Listen, pal, there have always been rumors about Edgeworth. Forging evidence, making deals with witnesses. Nothing outright, but there was always whispered rumors.
I mean, it was more than whispered. He got put in a freaking newspaper article about it. That's kind of a big deal.
Ever since he was accused of murder, no one's whispering. They're practically shouting.
But there's no evidence against him.
Mr. Edgeworth has always had unusually strong ties with the department higher-ups.
Yeah, because one of them was grooming him for a frame job.
It's only natural that people would be suspicious.
No, this is the problem with fanfiction. This right here is the problem with fanfiction.
This latest case has started a new rumor. People say that the only reason he took this case is because he's aiming for the chief prosecutor position himself.
What?
I know the truth, pal. Nobody wants to be the one who has to prosecute the chief prosecutor. Mr. Edgeworth is biting the bullet on this one. He's doing this for all of us.
Yeah, my heart swells.
And that's all I know about that. And I'm not officially on the case, you know.
Thank you.
Why aren't you...
Why aren't you handling the case, Detective Gumshoe? We met the guy who is. The guy in the parking lot?
That'd be Officer Marshall.
He was appointed directly by the chief of police. Officer Marshall? Is he some kind of Wild West sheriff or something?
No,
Jake Marshall's just a regular officer. Regular. Regular, right? Okay.
From West LA.
For a moment there, I wasn't sure.
Look, pal, let me try to make things a little easier for you. Show them this, and they'll let you examine the crime scene. Maybe.
Oh, that's nice. Letter of introduction. It looks like it's been crossed out. I'll be surprised if this gets us anywhere.
Just act like you're supposed to be there. Nobody will look at you twice, pal.
Okay, well, let's try that. Maybe it'll work. Looks like the investigation is still going. I have to be getting back to the shop. Sorry, looks like I'll be stuck in this pit till the sun sleeps. I'll see you in my dreams tonight then, baby. I thought maybe that was Officer Marshall, but instead it was apparently Angel. So it's very hard to do the voices properly when I don't know who's speaking.
Oh, still here? Hello. Why the surprised looks? Didn't I mention? I've got a boyfriend in criminal affairs too.
What happened to the security guard? They're not monogamous, Phoenix. Like, how hard is that?
Hey, what's wrong, Bambina? You're looking like a doggy that's lost its herd.
Jake Marshall? Strange guy to put in charge of a crime scene. The theme is... Can you get this soundtrack anywhere? I'm genuinely asking, because I really do like it. Not this soundtrack, but like the game's soundtrack. I've been trying to find it on YouTube, but it's been tricky. Alright, here we go. I can do this. I can talk to the weird detective guy. There's something I wanted to ask you. The scene of the crime. A cold grave for men who've lost their dreams. And me, I watch over them as they sleep, dreaming of the desert's harsh judgment. He's asleep! Well, should we show this hopeless case something to catch his interest? There's something I wanted to ask you! The scene of the crime. Haven't we done this? Yeah. Okay. Let's try this first. Oh, I wanted to check it. Hey, look here! It looks like something's been crossed out! Maybe it was a letter or something to Detective Gumshoe? Let's see. Annual bonus, $20. Oh. I think a couple zeros are missing. No, that sounds about right. At least in the detective's case. Maybe I should rethink my career as an investigator. Yes, you should. Would you mind reading this for me? What's this? I warn you, fan letters to me go right in the spittoon. It's a letter of introduction from Detective Gumshoe. May we investigate? Gumshoe. Ah, that old cowdog. He holding a birthday party or something? Huh? Look, where it should say letter of introduction, it says invitation. I think he just miswrote it. Why am I getting defensive? No worries. This proves it's from Detective Gumshoe. Better than a blood test. Guess I'd better let you in then. Thank you, Officer Marshall! He's a patrolman, not a detective. Which reminds me. Hey, wait a second! Isn't a crime scene supposed to be handled by a detective or higher? Well, folks, the clues are calling. Welcome to our gold strike. Be like the settler. Strike out for lands unknown. Don't be a settler. Settlers steal things that aren't theirs. Manifest destiny. Let's have a hootenanny. Please tell me he's a villain. Give me this. I ask for so few things. Note to self. Police investigations are like stealing land. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you say? I say we won't be needing this anymore. Let's show him everything else we own. Alright, compadre. Count to 3. What? You gotta do that if you're gonna draw evidence on someone. That's what we do in Texas. You're not from Texas! You fake cosplaying! Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You were sleeping. I'm sorry. Who's my little brother? You are. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yes, I'm sorry. Okay. Remind me never to visit Texas. Oh no, that was Phoenix. Remind me to never visit Texas. 5:12 p.m. The prosecutor's bright red steed came in at a trot. Real slow-like. A trot? My Madonna tells me the crime occurred 3 minutes later.
So it seems the chief prosecutor was lying in wait. Maybe waiting for her prince to ride in on his bright red horse.
So what you mean is the killer intended to use Edgeworth's car all along? Or he forgot to lock and close the trunk, they saw a knife, and it was an opportunity.
Alright, compadre, count to 3. A toy shield. Suits the boy well. What exactly could you shield with that? A toy knight, maybe? Toy knight, maybe?
Officer Marshall, don't you have anything good to say about Mr. Edgeworth?
You don't like him, right? We get the point.
You know, when I was a detective, I got one of these.
Let me guess. Did it have a K for King of Detectives on it?
They could use the same shield over and over.
Note to self, the prosecutor's office and criminal affairs are surprisingly cheap.
You know it. They've gotten cheaper with each passing year, I tell you.
Wait, so seriously, he used to be a detective and now he's a patrolman? What did he do? Because, I mean, it's extremely hard to get knocked down from one to the other. I'm gonna show him this evidence, why not?
What's that? Some sort of police passport?
This is Detective Goodman's ID card, strangely enough. We found it a good distance away from the crime scene. I didn't catch that.
Good distance to this hellhole. Something, Texas.
Texas?
This is a tiny little crime scene in a tiny little town with tiny little evidence. What difference does a few yards make, compadre?
Oh, I guess he was saying some distance. Texas is some distance away.
Note to self, if you encounter suspicious evidence, think of Texas. There's no better way to study than to hang out with the pros.
Do you want to see my badge? Everyone else seems to react to it. That's kind of cool, because I kept wanting to show it to people in the previous 4 cases, and nobody wanted to see it. So it's nice that in the downloadable chapter they let you.
I see your badge. Looks pretty round. Our badge is a star. A lone star. Shining in the nighttime sky.
You got that at a costume shop.
A beam of light. Illuminating evildoers who come in the dark of the night.
Note to self, evildoers are weak against starlight.
That's a sheriff's badge. Alright, we're just... Bye. Alright.
A block. This area is reserved for prosecutors.
Defense attorneys are relegated to B block.
I dream of the day when I will be able to park my car here.
Why? You don't want to be a prosecutor, you want to be a evidence person, like a CSI person, right?
I'll go over to B block to buy my hamburgers from you, Mr. Wright.
I'm not planning on giving up my job that soon. This looks like a cell phone.
Scientific analysis would suggest this belonged to the victim. I can't think of anyone else it could belong to.
What's so scientific about that? Should we check it out? Yes? Let's check it out. Oh, we're gonna get the tutorial again. That's cool.
This phone is still on the redial screen.
Redial?
Mr. Wright, most phones keep a record of all the calls you've made and received. You press the blue button to display the last number you called. Convenient, isn't it? I'm surprised you didn't know about it.
Sorry to disappoint you, but even I know about things like redial.
Huh? I'm sorry. It's just, you never know with people from your generation.
I'm like 8 years older than you. Tops. But do please continue to think of me and Edgeworth as old, because the alternative is terrifying. Whatever, let's check this phone out. I'm having trouble oh, there we go. Now, to see who the owner of this phone called last.
Note to self. Attorney doesn't think first, he just pushes buttons. What? Should I not have done that?
Hey, that song. I know that song.
Hey, what's going on over there?
Sorry.
I see you, partner. You pressed redial on that there phone, didn't you?
Yeah?
Whose phone is this anyway? It was on the ground over here.
Whose is it? That belongs to Chief Prospector. Prospector?
He did. He said prospector.
That is an actual thing he actually said. He said Chief Prospector. Not Chief Prosecutor, Chief Prospector.
What? It's my sister's.
She apparently dropped it when she was taken into custody, right after the crime. Look, the last call was made right when the murder occurred. Looks like she was fixing to call someone. Except she only spoke for a few seconds, according to this.
Who did she call?
No idea. Sorry, partner. Now I got a question for you, partner. I heard a phone ring just now. One of those newfangled ringtones.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was my phone.
What? Your phone?
Yeah, it's kind of strange, but someone called me right as we picked up the other phone. A wrong number.
I hope you're not lying. They shoot you for that in Texas, partner.
Uh-oh, I've incited the wrath of the Lone Star Patrolman. So that was really exciting, but I'm actually super confused what just happened. Who did she call? What's wrong? You look like I do during finals.
Never mind, it's nothing.
Did she call us? Or was that a lie? Is there anything else to investigate?
What a boring strap.
What's wrong with it? Everyone has different tastes, you know?
Here, check out mine. It's a pink princess strap. These are hard to come by, you know.
I see this series is as popular as ever. So either she really did call us, which is puzzling, or I don't know. I'm honestly confused about what just happened. And it's kind of vexing to me because it's like, there was a funny thing, a little interruption bit, but it didn't make a lot of sense to me. Okay. It looks like we can talk to him again, but let's finish examining the scene.
This rope, is it?
Yeah. They laid it in the outline of the victim's body.
So wait, the victim must have died when the killer closed the trunk on him.
You have got to be the only person I know that would have come to that conclusion This appears to be the car where the body was found. It looks like the lock on the trunk is busted. The crime took place in the underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. The body was found in the trunk of my subordinate's car. Buy the luxury car, it just screams, I have money to burn! Yeah, prosecutors get the big bucks. Isn't that backwards? Isn't it that defense attorneys get the big bucks and prosecutors don't? But honestly, who even knows in this strange dystopian world where everything is backwards and lawlessness is rampant among the police community. Yeah, anyway. What's this? It looks like a note of some sort. 212. No, sorry, 12-2. Flip it. Turn it over. If you turn it, hold on. Because the date of the murder was 2/21. If you were to rotate that, it would say 2/21. SL9? I mean, it looks like 675 12-2, but I think it's 221 SL9. Something's written on it. You're right. Let's see. 67S 12-2. There's a name printed on the paper above that. Goodman. Maybe it fell out of his pocket? What does it mean, Mr. Wright? How am I supposed to know? Note to self. For deductive reasoning, go to Edgeworth, not Wright. I'm sure Edgeworth wouldn't know what this means either. It won't let me rotate it. Cowards! You knew if I rotated it, I'd figure it out. Well, I figured it out anyway. B block is through there. That's where visitors park. I can see the Lunchland car over there, far in the distance. Hey, you're right. I like the cute design on the door. I can see a cartoon cow munching down on a juicy-looking steak. Doesn't that strike you as a little grim? Just don't think too deeply about it, and you'll be fine. Alright, here we go. You can do this, Anna. You can read his horrible fake Texas accent. You can do it. I believe in you. But it's so awful. You can do it. Come on. Officer Marshall, could you tell us more about the victim?
Good men always die young. Remember that, partner.
You should be a little more specific. Bruce Goodman. He was a detective, right?
Well, aren't you a feisty doggy there now? Detective Goodman was stabbed here at 5:15. The smiling Madonna told me to tell you.
I think he means the witness, Miss Angel Star.
One stab to the chest. A fine piece of work. This here's the autopsy report.
Okay, good. Was my sister involved with the victim in any way?
Funny you should mention that, Bambina. Chief Prosecutor Sky and Detective Goodman had nothing in common at all.
Nothing in common?
They apparently worked together on a case a few years back.
So, there's no motive?
Goodman wasn't a particularly gifted detective.
As opposed to all the others we've met?
That's one reason why he didn't do much work with the chief prospector.
But my sister called the victim here on the day of the murder, right? Here to this parking lot?
So it seems. Like calling an unarmed man to a shootout at high noon.
I don't mean any offense, but... Officer Marshall, you're a patrolman, right? Not a detective?
You calling me out? They shoot you for that in Texas.
Huh?
I was one of them fancy shoe detectives until 2 years ago, to tell the truth.
Really? But you're a patrolman now, so how can you be in charge of a crime scene?
Nothing gets by you, does it, Bambina?
Why are you in charge?
No reason. We're just short hands right now. I'm keeping an eye on out in the meantime.
It's odd, though. Detective Gumshoe was saying he had nothing to do. Nothing important, at least.
He's nothing but a sad old cowdog that can't find his tail. Maybe it's because he runs with that Edgeworth, eh? Edgeworth. That cowdog's been kicked out of the cattle run by order of the chief of police.
So they don't want him involved, which is why their master plan is to make him the prosecutor for this case? Are they setting him up to take a fall?
He don't realize it yet.
Detective Gumshoe kicked out of the investigation. So there's no connection between Detective Goodman and my sister?
That's correct, but there's a gold mine of evidence against her. And the prospector tomorrow is none other than Edgewood himself. I'm afraid your sister's fate is decided, Bambina. Many condolences.
Officer Marshall!
Yes, Bambina.
How can you say that? You and my sister, you were... Is there something between this cop and her sister that I don't know about? Does this girl know everybody in the department?
I apologize, Bambina. Something must have gotten to me. Maybe it's the dry wind that's a-blowing through the prospector's office.
Dry wind or ill wind, someone's up to something here. But who? I kind of want to wash my hands of all of them. Like, just let them all kill each other because that seems to be what they're determined to do.
Suspicions about Mr. Edgeworth have been flying around for nearly 2 years now.
Suspicions about him doing what, though? Everything he's been accused of, Von Karma absolutely did, and you guys didn't care. I need you guys to get your whole thing together. Forged evidence and arranging testimonies, you mean?
He was unbeatable because he did whatever it took to win. Unbeatable, that is, until he met you.
Well, yeah, he's my ex-boyfriend. But rumors are just rumors, aren't they? These are prosecutors we're talking about. Evidence is everything to hit them. I feel like Frozen. I'm gonna tell her. Don't you dare.
If you follow the rumors about Edgeworth to their source, you find one person.
Oh no, we are not gonna validate him retroactively in the fanfic and be like, actually he's innocent. There was way too much evidence against him to just suddenly like, oh no, that turns out that he's actually fine now that we like him. I like him. He's not innocent. I like him a lot and he's not innocent.
But they're off limits. Untouchable, you might say.
One person? Who?
Hate to say this, but it's your sister, Bambina, Chief Prospector Lana Sky.
What? My sister? Okay, now I'm kind of confused. So, the source of complaints against okay, hold on. I'm thinking the source of complaints against Edgeworth was Lana. I have a bad feeling about this. Like, I have a bad feeling that it's going to turn out that she was, like, mistaken and it was actually somebody else, and now we all can go back to liking Edgeworth or something. And I do like him, but I still think he was guilty. I mean, we've seen him in action. There was newspaper articles about him. I don't think you can just walk that back. But we'll get there, I guess. It's a very fanfic thing, you know, where it's like you start liking a character and you don't want them to be guilty of the things they were initially, like, guilty of. So, I'm skeptical and concerned. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. We'll see.
Edgeworth couldn't rustle all those cattle by himself. Some people load their guns with bullets. Some people load them with deals.
Wait, you're saying Edgeworth was making deals to win trials?
Where there's gunshots, there's bound to be bullets. That's what the old-timers say.
Hasn't he also confessed all this to us whenever he talked about... No, I don't know. Let's keep going.
There's a big old secret hidden around here somewhere. Everyone knows it.
Is that why Detective Gumshoe was taken off the case? That would make sense. Gumshoe would die for Edgeworth, so I assume he would also cover up for Edgeworth. Did they target him because he was closest to Edgeworth? So, how are we doing, Mr. Wright? I guess we've got some clues. We have an autopsy report, a note from the victim, and a cell phone. You think we'll be okay? Well, the only thing still bothering me is that Lana is confessing to the crime. She says she did it. No problem. I can guarantee that she's not the criminal. No, baby, you can't. That's the thing. By the way, Emma? Yes! I know that song. Your phone plays when it rings. What? It's the Steel Samurai theme song, isn't it? Oh. That popular TV show for kids? The phone that rang earlier wasn't mine. It was yours. At 5:18, just after the murder took place. Why is she acting concerned like that's a mark against her sister? We know it was Lana's phone. That wasn't in doubt. Your sister called you, didn't she, Emma? I'm sorry. Can you tell me what you talked about? She hung up right away. I see. The detective is murdered, and the suspect is the top prosecutor in the district. I've got a bad feeling about this. Maybe I still don't know everything that went on here. Maybe. Yeah, I'd say that's a good... and we're done, huh? I really wanted to go ask some more people some more things. Well, let's save it. So that was a long one. I didn't even set a timer because I've been so used to the things only taking, you know, an hour or whatever. I have no idea how long that one was. I don't really know what's going on. Like... Detective Goodman was going through evidence for solved cases. And I'm betting we'll find a file called like 9SL or 67S. But I'm betting it's going to be called SL9. Sorry. Detective Goodman was going through evidence that had already been solved because that was their cleaning day. At the same time, Edgeworth was awarded a trophy. Edgeworth drove back to the lot and somebody murdered the detective and tried to frame Edgeworth. Car, knife. The plan was to stick the body in the trunk. Lana is confessing to the crime, and I said when I met her that I think she's trying to protect someone. I'm gonna hazard that Lana is trying to protect Edgeworth. That she figured out that Edgeworth was the intended patsy, that they were trying to frame him. And if she said she didn't do it, then Edgeworth would be the next suspect because it's his car and his knife. The problem is, Lana was Edgeworth's biggest critic, so why would she take the fall to protect him, even if he's innocent? So that suggests that she found out or figured out that actually Edgeworth has been innocent all along. So he's no longer problematic anymore. We don't have to feel bad about liking him. But so it suggests that she found out that Edgeworth is innocent and that someone was framing him for deals as well as for murder. I don't know. And the powers that be have thrown Edgeworth at the case. I'm not sure why. It seems like it's an attempt to punish or hurt or get him out of the way, but I'm not sure how making him prosecute this case is going to do that. But maybe it'll just undermine his credibility at the office in the sense of he's now a prosecutor that's prosecuted other prosecutors. And Detective Gumshoe was kicked off because they want Edgeworth to be isolated and alone. Or they want him to fail. If they want him to fail the case, does that mean that the suspicion will go back to him and he'll be framed properly? Hard to say. Hard to say. That's just all my guess. As for who is behind it all, I suspect we haven't seen them yet. Because usually at this point we haven't seen them yet. But I suspect Angel Star has something to do with it. And her whole personality switches that are so scary from happy to terrifying, that might have something to do with it. Most of the bad guys so far have been connected to money or the mafia. And that whole cough-up queen thing, like I said, that the only way I know to use that term is in the sense of pay up what you owe, cough it up. So that's what that sounds like to me. Either that or it's a euphemism I'm not familiar with. Presumably she was supposed to be a witness against Edgeworth and had to change her testimony to be a witness against Skye when... What? Did Skye refuse to go along with framing him? Did Skye threaten to call her sister? I don't know. That's just what I'm going with so far. I don't know. We will find out. But that's my that's my guess so far. Okay, so this has been Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. First impressions of this case, it definitely feels like something that was added later. It definitely feels like... how do I say this? It feels kind of like a nostalgia trip in many ways. Like, remember this character, remember that character. Remember the Steel Samurai, remember the Pink Princess. I mean, to a certain extent, we always had that in other episodes, but it feels even more. I don't know how I feel about... I can't even remember her name now. Emma. I don't know how I feel about Emma being basically Maya. I was actually sort of hoping for more variety with the way women were treated in the series. But again, I don't know how much they can do with that, since the conceit of the show, right, is that literally every character you meet is supposed to be either incompetent, like Gumshoe, corrupt, like Von Karma, or at best, like unwilling to accept your help or communicate with you in any way, like Edgeworth. So to a certain extent, I don't really know how much they can fix the problem of women in the series being how do I want to put it, poorly represented, because the series requires everybody to come off looking pretty bad. I do wish that they had used less common female stereotypes and just made some women that were incompetent in non-chastical, sinister ways. But, you know, it is what it is. So, okay, that was, like I said, like a long video, and I'm sorry about that. I will see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.